Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. September 27th. Without reservation. When brimming with gratitude, one's heartbeat must surely result in outgoing love, as Bill sees it, page 37. While practicing service to others, if my successes give rise to grandiosity, I must reflect on what brought me to this point. What has been given joyfully with love must be passed on without reservation and without expectation. For as I grow, I find that no matter how much I give with love, I receive much more in spirit. Courage to Change, One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, September 27th. If only I had infinite wisdom, I secretly think. If only I could see everything before me, a clear path, the knowledge of how I must spend each moment of life. But in meeting after meeting in Al-Anon, I am reminded that I can only work with what I have today. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. What's more, I am probably better off not knowing. If I knew what was coming, I suspect that I would spend all my time trying to run from painful experiences instead of living. I would miss out on so much great stuff. I can trust my higher power to lead me through this day so that I will be prepared for the future when it arrives and able to work with whatever it brings. This leaves me to enjoy the many gifts life has to offer, time that would be otherwise spent worrying. Today's reminder. An old maxim says, "It'll shine when it shines." If I am willing to listen, I will receive all the information I need when the time is right. Just for today, I will know that I am in good hands. The affirmation reads, just for today, I will try to live through this day only and not tackle all my problems at once. A quote from Just for Today. Just for Today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, September 27th. There is something in our self-destructive personalities that cries for failure. Basic text, page 80. Poor me, woe is me, look at me. My life is such a mess. I've fallen, and no matter how hard I try, I continue to fail. Many of us came to NA singing this sad refrain. Life isn't like that anymore. True, sometimes we will stumble. At times, we even fall. Sometimes we feel like we can't move forward in our lives, no matter how hard we try. But the truth of the matter is that with the help of other recovering addicts in NA, we find a hand to pull us up, dust us off, and help us start all over again. That's the new refrain in our lives today. No longer do we say, "I'm a failure and I'm going nowhere." Usually it's more like, "Rats, I hit that same bump in the road of life again." Pretty soon I'll learn to slow down or avoid it entirely. Until then, we may continue to fall down occasionally, but we've learned that there is always a helping hand to set us on our feet again. Just for today, if I begin to cry failure, I'll remember there is a way to move forward. I will accept the encouragement and support of NA. Today, Emotions Anonymous, September 27th. Reflection for today. How often have we dwelt on feeling sad, lonely, inadequate, guilty, or shameful, and wondered why we felt so miserable. Once we are able to look behind our feelings to our thinking, we quickly see the messages we had been sending to ourselves were the reason for feeling so miserable and unhappy. We can choose to stop talking to ourselves critically. Who we are and what we feel is okay. In fact, we need to be right where we are. We can only grow from that place. Accepting ourselves as we are will bring us to the next step of our journey. Meditation for today. Help me to recognize when I am picking on me. Today I will remember. I will choose to talk lovingly to myself in response to my feelings. Strengthening my recovery. Meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. September 27th. Identity crisis. The adult child is an identity crisis having an identity crisis. That means that we were born in crisis and cannot easily recognize another way to live other than crisis. BRB, page 70. Many of us came to ACA broken, bruised, and torn. The crazy thing is, we didn't notice our hearts were barely attached as a result of the abuse. We may not have noticed that our faces were pale and withdrawn. We couldn't truly see ourselves for months or maybe years in that condition we were in. We were the walking dead, usually surrounded by other zombies. When we started to get better one day at a time, the first time we asked to do the steps with someone else, chose a home group, did service at a meeting, or told our stories in front of a group, we picked up little pieces of ourselves in the process and were restored to sanity. It was awesome. We didn't know that we could feel so good after feeling so bad. It was counterintuitive, but going into our pain with the help of those who had gone before us made us feel better. It hurt, but it passed. The affirmation reads, "On this day I will look for yet another little way to improve my life." I embrace this recovery process that teaches me more about who I am each day. Please share, subscribe, like, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be. To remember that you are not alone, and also that recovery is possible one day at a time.